solving your problems with the famous person on the couch. It's Therapuss. He's got you on the hook. He's slaying and he's shook. It's Therapuss, 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 Therapuss. With me, Jake Shane.
Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. This is my first time back in this studio in a while because, without doxing myself, I was in an evacuation zone for a very, very long time. We had no water or power until, I think, Friday. So we're just able to get back. And my heart is with every single person who was affected by this. I've been trying to do everything I can to just do my part in this. It's actually like, I feel like I know some people might understand the gravity of what happened, but like if you don't live in Los Angeles, I'm not quite sure you understand just how bad what happened was. I feel like no one knows what the air quality really is like, because a lot of the houses that burned like have like a lot of like asbestos and old chemicals that came up from the ground or from whatever, from the houses. And those chemicals apparently aren't measured in AQI, which is the air quality index. My grandparents lived on the Lower East Side when 9/11 happened. And because of how bad the air was and the dust and the chemicals in the air, like my grandpa got leukemia later on in life from that. We think it's from that. We're almost positive it is. And so like I just have like I'm like I've been really, 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 really anxious. Especially because I just like at the end of the day really just like miss my home. But I've been like out of it for a while, but I know I'm so grateful that it is still standing and like I am in that position. I didn't really understand how bad it was until I texted it made its way to my friend's street, and I texted her and I said, hey, like, are you evacuated? Are you safe? And like she was like, hey, my house burned down. And this was Tuesday night, and I was like, oh, holy fuck. And then I woke up Wednesday morning. Sorry, I'm like all over the place, but that's because like I feel all over the place. I woke up Wednesday morning to the scariest images I've like just the most devastating images I've ever seen. It was just really scary, you guys. Like it was just really scary. I never experienced anything like that before. But what I was saying was, I think what I'm really scared of now is the air quality. Like I'm really scared. Like I'm really anxious about it. I don't know what to do. Because it's invisible, right? Like you can't see chemicals with the naked eye. You can see ash, but that's not what like I'm reading. Like I'm reading like ash is one problem, and then you have all these chemicals, which is another problem. And then as I was saying, I think about my grandpa and like, and I'm very close to where like the fires happened. It feels like nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And it's really scary, and it's really sad because LA is my favorite city in the entire world. If anyone is watching this and you have a personal GoFundMe or something that I can contribute to, please comment it, DM it to me, send it my way. Literally anything. Anything. I'm just trying to help in any way I can. Below this video, I will include resources to help out in the Palisades and Altadena fire. I don't really know what else to say. It's just, it's really heartbreaking. It's horrible, and it's a really scary time to be in Los Angeles. But if there's one thing about Los Angeles I know, it's that we will get through this, and we will come back. I know that as a city, we will come back stronger than ever before. LA is my favorite place in the entire world. I love the people here. I think Angelenos get a bad rep sometimes, but it's not the case. People here are some of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. Some of the most empathetic and caring. And I think seeing the way in which this community has come together is really, really beautiful. And yeah, if I don't include a resource that you've been in personal contact with that you found to be great, please send it to me. I'll include it. I'll look into it. And then please, if there's a GoFundMe and anything, just please comment, send it, message it, anything to me, please. I just would also like to say, if anybody listening to this has been affected, I hope you are safe. I hope your family's safe. I hope your pets are safe. And I love you. I'm trying to think of like something that like made me smile in the past week. I have spent a lot of time with Will. Will and I, like, do you guys remember during, okay, well, if you were like in your like 20s during COVID, it was kind of like the person you were with when everything kind of happened, you kind of stayed with. Will was that person for me. So Will was with me on January 7th, and I ended up just like staying with him basically until today. So I've spent a lot of time with Will, and he's just been the greatest ever. And we talked about him and Cassidy doing a Therapuss episode together, which I'm really, really excited about because they are so fucking funny. I'm so excited for you guys to like get to know them. We're planning it for February. I like that is one thing that's made me smile. I'm really excited to record with Will and Cassidy. Oh my God. Today we have the iconic FKA Twigs. Getting to talk to her about Eusexua, which is her third studio album that's out this week, was so awesome. She like really, when she creates these albums, like she creates entire universes for them, which is like my favorite part about music, is like falling into the universe of the album. And like with Eusexua, there's such a universe. Like it's so based in rave culture. It was the cool, like one of the coolest interviews I've ever done. I learned so much about Eusexua, which is like a mindset, a word. It's everything. Like you guys will know by the end of the episode, like what the fuck I'm talking about. But yes. Oh my God. How could I fucking forget? A disclaimer before you watch this episode. We had the technical difficulty to end all technical difficulties. Yeah, we can laugh about it now. At the moment, it was heart-wrenching. We lost an entire episode. And we also, if this episode looks different, if you're watching this, it's because, so we have three, just like, it's like technical, like logistics-wise, we have three cameras filming us. We have one on me, one on a wide shot, and one on the guest. Twigs's camera, okay, there was like a corruption of sorts, and her camera shot got corrupted. So we lost her solo shot, but that's just like a disclaimer for the episode. It's still a wonderful episode, but just if things look a little different, that is why. Okay. I love you, pussies. Enjoy the episode. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring today's episode yet again. I love you guys. I love live music. I love live events. And SeatGeek makes everything easier in regards to live events. Also, quickly, all sponsorship money from SeatGeek for this episode will be donated to the Wildfire Recovery Fund. SeatGeek is such an easy place to go get tickets to a live event, whether that be comedy, whether that be music, whether that be Broadway, whether that be a Therapuss live tour that could be announced in the following week. Use my code Therapuss10 for 10% off any ticket on SeatGeek. All the tickets are rated on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being not the best. So you can kind of see if you're getting the best bang for your buck. So look for the green dot. Green means good. Red means bad. We have so many incredible people on tour. I mean, Tate is about to start her Miss Possessive World Tour, which I know is going to change fucking lives. It's going to be incredible. And might as well use your code Therapuss10 for 10% off those tickets. Once again, SeatGeek, I die for you. I love you. And a reminder that all proceeds from SeatGeek in this episode will be donated to the Wildfire Recovery Fund. Okay, I love you, pussies. Enjoy the episode. Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. Today we have singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, artist extraordinaire, FKA Twigs.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You just got off a flight?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. And you're in LA doing promo for your third studio album, Eusexua?
Mm-hmm.
What does Eusexua mean?
Okay, good question. Eusexua, it's a word that I don't think exists, at least in the English language. And it is a feeling of complete presence. I can describe it better in moments of life. So, for example, it's a feeling when you've been out dancing all night at a rave. You just lose yourself. You lose like 8 hours to the dance floor. You look at your watch and you think, oh, wow, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. How did that happen? It's because you've been in a state of Eusexua. It's also when you've been kissing someone for hours, but not someone that you love, like someone that you've just met.
Oh, okay. I love that. I haven't kissed someone in so long. Sorry. Continue.
Well, you know, like when you kiss a stranger and there's like no expectation and they're just gorgeous and there's no ego, there's no expectation. It's just like you feel like you can kiss them for hours and hours and hours.
Ugh, I feel like I always have expectation, but I do understand that. Maybe I think I have an issue with being present. I think that's my issue.
Okay, well, you need more Eusexua.
I think I need more Eusexua too.
It's also the moment before an orgasm.
Oh.
Like a moment of complete nothingness. Like you can't orgasm if you're thinking about things.
I guess you can't. When did you come up with this word?
I think I just felt like in my life I was missing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and I was living in Prague for a few months. And then I kept on having this feeling. I was going out to these incredible raves and these amazing parties. And I kept on having this feeling of like complete presence. And I was like, what is this? But there wasn't a word for it. So I thought I'd make one up.
And is it combining euphoria and like sexual? Like, is that?
No, it's just it's a word that I made up that I think sounds like the feeling of like human presence and human awareness and loss of ego. And you know, like humans were so beautiful, but I think we forget that, you know.
I forget that.
We have such capacity. Like I feel like there's such untapped potential.
Yeah.
Especially now, you know, like we're constantly on our phones, we're constantly thinking about things that actually like don't really matter that much. But I feel like for me, constantly searching to be in a state of Eusexua, it allows me to be present, be happier, make better art.
100%. That's incredible. That's so creative. Well, you know that. So Eusexua comes out January 24th. And when did you start working on the album?
Well, traditionally, I've always counted when it starts from the first, like the conception of the first song on the record. And I started to conceive the first song on the record when I was 13.
Which one was that?
It's a song called Childlike Things.
Okay, wow. So you've been making music for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been, yeah.
And how do you keep track of something you created when you were 13?
Well, I was in Big Sur and I was there with a few of my favorite collaborators and producers, and my friends started like making up this beat. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the song that I wrote, I started writing when I was 13 and I finished it when I was 18. The song just downloaded into my head over the new music.
Oh, wow.
Like I just remembered all the lyrics, all the melodies, and I sang it all in one go. And everyone was like, wow, you're a genius. And I was like, no, I wrote it a long time ago.
Wait, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So how long have you been writing music for?
I think since I was 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
So would you say, because you are a million and one things. You're a dancer, you're an artist, you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you're an actress. But what would you say kind of came to you first?
Just the hunt to unravel what it is to be human. I find so exciting, new ideas. But I don't really know what it is I am yet. I feel like I'm still figuring that out. But from when I was a child, I was always just in my own world. Like always in my own world. And always trying to create things. And I remember one of my earliest memories in the playground was convincing everybody to be in my imaginary orchestra.
Oh.
So I was a conductor, and then I told everyone what instrument they were playing, and then everyone had to play the instrument, but silently. But it's just, just using the imagination. I just love it. I think it's just such a incredible feeling to be able to create and go beyond the bounds from which like society sets us on us, like the boundaries that society sets, to be able to use our imaginations to break out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Is very exhilarating to me.
So I watched the music video for Eusexua, which is also Drums of Death. It's both together, right? What is the idea? So for those that don't know, which I'm sure most of you do, you walk into a corporate office and then kind of, how would you describe it? It like turns into like this, like you dance and then it turns into like it like it like flips to the ceiling and then turns into this complete other thing. Like what is the meaning like behind all of that? Like how did you, because you have such a large hand in how those visions come to life.
I mean, these things are not linear to me. Like I like to make things a feeling rather than a narrative. But the feeling is about a person or me or you, that you're in a space and you want to break out of it. And so you set this idea in this way, how you're going to infect everybody with this idea that you can break out of something and you can fulfill like your potential, you can fulfill your human potential. And through that, it creates this incredible, magical land, which is like very grounded, and it's kind of about connecting with your body and connecting in this raw human experience, and you start to experience it, and then everyone around you, they start to experience it as well, and then it just makes everybody feel so happy in their bodies that they just want to like be naked and be together and be expressive and move in ways that they've never moved anymore. And then you go through this whole experience and it is going up and up and up, and everyone's driving each other and kind of pushing each other and egging each other on until you realize that you have to go back because we have to be here. You have to be here and grounded. So then you come back into the place where you originally were, but you have a piece of what you discovered, and you can take that piece of what you discovered into the room where you are and leave with it. So it's not that everything has to change, it's just that it needs to be infected a little bit.
Yes. Yes, because I was thinking about the music video when you're saying that, because when you start, you have you have a different look towards the end of it, like that's been infected by the Eusexua-esque part of the music video. Wow, that's cool. So what made you want to do Drums of Death and Eusexua together in one video?
Well, it's really hard for me to pick singles, for Eusexua, because I really love it all, and all of them are so important to me. And it's like these 11 corners of Eusexua. And so I just wanted to try and like squeeze in, two ends of the spectrum, because Drums of Death is very hard and it's very tough and it's very visceral. And then Eusexua is very ephemeral and it's very cerebral, and it's like such an offering, in a different way, but both are so important. So it's kind of taking two things on the album, which are on the opposite spectrum, to show kind of the breadth, of the piece of work.
Do you have one that maybe you're most excited for people to like hear and receive?
But there's just moments on songs, there's lyrics, there's bits of sounds, like there's this amazing kind of harp break and Keep It and Hold It, where the whole song kind of just breaks down and it goes out of time and this harp sort of tumbles, and I find that like very physical every time I listen to it. Or there's certain lyrics, like there's this one song called Sticky, where like I found that when I get tense, like my body gets in so much pain, like when I feel stressed. And then there's a lyric and it's like you're right, I hold it in my body, little snakes inside a bottle, writhing in my frustrations, because I feel like sometimes you have like little like insects inside your body.
Yeah.
When you feel stressed. So I don't know, there's little kind of bits of every song, but it's hard. I like it all, and I think that there's probably, something, a lyric, a sound, a beat that could, connect with everybody.
Wow. And where did you record most of the album?
I wrote Room of Fools, the lyrics. I started to write them in the toilets of Rave in Prague, and then on Perfectly, which is on the deluxe, there's the sound of waves in Ibiza crashing at the end of the ocean. I wrote some of it in Big Sur, in this kind of bizarre sort of hippie retreat that had no heating, no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no doors, no curtains. And
No, wait. No, okay, hold on. No heating, no electricity, no Wi-Fi.
yeah.
So it was cold though. You were cold.
It was freezing. I mean, that was a whole thing in itself,
I'm fine with that.
which I can go into. But basically, I have a friend, Jeff Basker, who's like an amazing songwriter and producer, and he said to me, "I've just got this kind of musical ranch in Big Sur. Like, I'd love you to come and like bless the place first," because he hadn't had any proper recording sessions there.
Period.
I was like, I'd love to come, and so I invited some of my favorite producers and artists and friends to come and hang out with me. But we got there, and obviously, like, he was still like
Figuring
it
it
up.
out. Yeah. And so there was nothing.
There was nothing. Yeah.
And so were you
Freezing
this is
and
so-
scared
Yeah.
and alone. I
Yeah.
mean, we all convinced ourselves that we were gonna get killed on top of this hill. It kind of got it was giving like Blair Witch after a while, but it really added something to the music.
I would like you are so much better than me. Like the fact that you stood there and created art. Not stayed there and created art when there was no Wi-Fi, no electricity, and in the cold is wild. But I guess
We were having cold baths.
what?
Yeah, it was kind of hilarious. And to be honest, like we actually entered into such a state of hysteria that it got to the point where we all had to sleep in each other's beds.
Right.
We got so scared that we had to share beds and take it in turns of like whose room we were sharing. And it was a whole thing. But we made like probably a quarter of the album there. So.
Wow. Wow. I guess in like situations like that when you're in like, and was there like a moment where you're like, should we leave?
No, you couldn't leave.
What?
No, you couldn't leave. I mean, basically, I feel bad. I feel like I'm like gonna blow Jeff up. But like basically the Wi-Fi and the heating went out, and then Jeff was like, "Okay, like I'm gonna go back to LA," and we were like,
Wait, Jeff, stay.
"Yeah," we were like just staying. He was like, "No, like we had this like lovely guy Jerry there to look after us." We were like, "Okay, like Jerry's here, that'll be okay." But it was on the top of this hill, so you couldn't get down. Yeah. You like technically couldn't really get down, so yeah, we stayed there and we just rode it out, but it was definitely psychedelic for sure.
Wow. Your life is really cool. Is what I think I'm gathering. Like you're telling me you're writing like this in like the bathroom of a rave in Prague. Like I could never.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. That's cool. Sorry, I'm just like in awe a little bit. Do you have anything you're therapist about today?
Wow, I really didn't plan this. Like, that's the whole point of the show, isn't it? I should have thought about it. Okay, let me think.
It's okay. Like I can start if it makes you feel better.
Okay, you start.
Because I always have something I'm angry about.
Okay, go on, be furious.
Okay, so my eyebrows were getting really messy and I needed to get them waxed.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then I finally got up to do it because I am, as I said before we started, so fucking lazy. And I got up to go do it, and the entire place was under construction.
Okay.
It's very petty, but like I was annoyed.
Okay. I can tell you the last thing I was annoyed about.
Yes.
Is it just the last thing? It's not a big deal, but
No.
okay, so basically I just came back from shooting a music video in Marseille, and we were shooting nights. So we were shooting from like 2 p.m. till about 5 a.m. But then I was too excited, so I couldn't go to sleep until 8 a.m. So I basically stayed awake for 3 days. And then
What?
I was awake for 3 days because it was like shooting 2 nights.
Right.
So I just was awake the whole time. And then there's this big storm in London. So then I tried to get back from Marseille to London, but there was a storm, so I couldn't. So then I had to get a train from Marseille to Paris back to London, and it took 24 hours to get back from Marseille to London, it's like a 3-hour flight. And then I went to the airport, because I've come away on this trip now, and I'm away for 2 months, and I packed, but I was so flustered when I was packing because I only had like a few hours because I was back a day late because of this whole travel scenario. And so I went to the airport and I missed my flight when I went to the airport. So then I ended up just staying in like a hotel that's closer to the airport. But then I was too excited to sleep last night. And then I was like, it's fine, I'll sleep on the plane. So then I got on the plane and I bought a little eye mask from Boots. And I put my eye mask on and I put the pillow like just up against the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into like the nicest like car sleep. Like, you know, when it's like
Yes.
that kind of really deep, like yours is straight into REM.
Yeah.
And I was having the
yeah.
best dream, actually about a song. It was a dream about a song. And I was like, out of it. And then like the air hostess like tapped me on the shoulder and said like, "Madam, do you want some lunch?"
Obviously not.
And I just said to her, because obviously like I was sleeping with an eye mask, which is like a whole nother thing we can get into in a second. But like I had this eye mask on and I lifted it up and I just was like, I haven't slept for 3 days. I was like, please just leave me alone. So yeah, it's kind of minor, but
That's
I was
not minor.
frustrated.
See, like
Is it
that
not?
for me, no.
That's very minor.
That's minor for you, but for me, that would have upended my entire day. I would have complained about it for hours. Do you sleep hot or cold?
I can do either. Sometimes I love a fever sleep because I feel like it gets out all of my nightmares.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I mean, cold's obviously better for you, and I it's a more comfortable sleep. But sometimes when you're like feverish and you're like fighting for your life, and
Yeah.
you wake up, you're like,
And like you have sweat all over your body, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened to me last night?
yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't even think about that. A fever sleep is sometimes really nice.
I love nightmares sometimes.
Okay, so I've been having a lot of nightmares recently, like really gnarly nightmares, like every night. But I think it was because I was smoking a lot of weed. And then so I've stopped. I'm like day 11, no weed. And like, because I was smoking like every single day. And it was just, it was like gnarly. And I haven't really had nightmares since, but they were getting really bad. Do you have nightmares a lot?
Yes, I've always, I wouldn't call them nightmares. I think I have very vivid dreams, which are nightmares. But for me, I don't know, I've always had it since I was a kid. Like very, very intense, vivid dreams. But I just kind of like, I can control them a little bit. And sometimes I wake up and I think, no, I'm going to get back in that dream. I'm going to get that pink elephant. You know? Like
You're like a lucid dreamer.
Yeah, so I kind of go back in and I think, no, that is not going to get the better of me. I'm going to go back in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have to like train yourself to do that?
I think I've always been able to do that.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. What are you like inspired by right now? Like what have you been listening to? What are you inspired by? What inspired Eusexua? Like, you know, like what art were you listening to while making the album? And what are you listening to today?
Good question. I think, really like going to techno clubs inspired Eusexua. I've never really like understood techno.
Okay.
Like growing up, I never was like, oh, this is what I need to.
Same.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me in a techno club?
But now I can.
No, you cannot.
I can.
Me in a techno club?
Yeah, you should come to one of my Eusexua raves.
Wait, should I?
Yeah.
When's the next?
There'll be one soon. I had one in LA only a few weeks ago.
I'm not kidding. I'm actually down.
But it's like a proper rave though. It's not like a.
No, I know.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's not like a.
No, yeah, I know. I'm
like
picking up what you're putting down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a proper rave. Yeah. You should come. I used to think it wasn't for me, but now it's saved my life. So I'm
really.
humbled, yeah.
What do you mean it saved your life?
Well, because techno is like very primal. It's like these beats, and they're so primal. And that's what I wrote Room of Fools about.
Mm-hmm.
This room of fools, we make something together. With open wounds, we're bleeding out the pressure. Because I think, wow, it's so funny when you see people dancing and they're by themselves and they're like doing these like movements, and you think, wow, like you look like a fool.
Right.
And then you like put it in context of everyone moving together, and you think, wow, this is possibly the most important thing that's ever happened in the human race, and I'm here witnessing it right now in this very second because everyone's there together, just getting like something out of them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that because I'm always the reason I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't do well at a rave is because I'm so cautious of how I'm being perceived at all times. And like, I've never let myself like loose dancing in public ever, or like, but is there like kind of like a mutual respect at these raves that you kind of like let everyone just dance and do their thing? Because I'm so scared of being judged at all times. Yeah,
it is like that. It's like when you go to a really good techno club, I would describe it as, it's like, okay, I don't surf because I don't know water, but when people talk about surf etiquette, like the way that people take the waves, I don't really know, but basically there's a whole etiquette to when you go and take a wave, and like who goes first, and if there's a really big wave, then you allow someone who can go and really body that to go and do it, or I don't know, but there's an etiquette, right, of like a good kind of surf spot. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, good, I'm not making it up. Just imagined this rule book. But so there's this etiquette of how to surf, but there's an etiquette of how to rave. It's like there's in like a really good mosh pit, there's an etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like moshing, it is like a technical, like scientific thing of people that have been going to mosh pits for many years, and there's like an element of protection in them so no one gets hurt.
Oh, interesting. I was always wondering how people didn't get hurt in those things.
Yeah, because when it's done properly, it's a culture. It's not just like a frivolous like rage. It's a culture of something which is like really important, that people have set the rules to keep everyone safe for a very long time. And that is like when you go to a techno club, it's like one of the rules is you do not judge people.
Wow,
and you can dance really close to people, and no one's going to bump into you. Actually, no one's really even going to come on to you unless you want that, you know. And it's a very like open and important place, you know, for humans to go and get out what they need to get out from their stressful weeks. But yeah, I'll take you out to a good rave.
I really want to go with you.
Yeah.
I really want to go with you. Wait, because I watched this show called Industry, and you watch Industry? How fucking good. And they go to this rave in I think they're in like Berlin or something, and I was like, wait, that actually looks really fun. So I've been very curious about it ever since then, because I always thought like, oh, that's not for me, that's not for me, that's not for me, but I would die to go to a rave with you.
No, it is so for you. That's the thing about raving, is it's for everyone.
Wait, so when did you start going to like because you said you didn't think it was for you for the longest time, but sorry, I'm like harping on this. I'm so fascinated.
Probably 4 years ago.
It was like a post-pandemic thing.
Yeah, post-pandemic.
Yeah.
But it saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually really did, because I think it made me realize that I could be in like harsh environments. It's given me like a lot of confidence, because I think like, you know, I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life, and I think I just got to a point where I felt like so like everything all the time, like so much anxiety, like so much kind of like needing to be super careful, like this thing of always being so careful. And then it was when I was in Prague and I went to a rave, and I thought like, I've got myself, like I don't need to be careful anymore, like I'm here, I'm safe, I'm present, this is amazing, I'm sexy, I'm hot, I'm young, I can like, I'm an artist, I can like control my life, I'm like back in control again. And it was in those environments, and the more I went, the more that feeling started to grow. Like I got more confidence, I became sexier, I became like younger, hotter, more fab.
Holy shit.
Yeah, let's go to a rave.
I got to go to a rave.
Because it's like, because nobody judges you there. It doesn't matter.
I think I am so used to environments where everyone is judging all the time that I can't even imagine what that's like.
You can't really like perceive anyone in a rave because you're too busy worrying about like how to get into the music.
Yeah. Wait, so you're saying you've said you're doing these Eusexua raves. Can you tell me about those?
My first one was in London, and then we've taken it to New York and LA, and we've got some really special raves planned the week of the album release. But it's, I guess, bring like the Eusexua culture into an environment where people can come and be themselves, and I set like a very loose kind of, not a dress code, but like a kind of, it's not a dress code, it's like a visual like place to turn up in, but not like an aesthetic, but like a kind of like a, almost like an energetic place to turn up with this energy. So we speak a lot about rebirth and scorched soil, and you go and I'll send you some videos. It's kind of hard to explain. It's amazing. It's free. You dance. It's not about Eusexua like as a brand or like a marketing experience. It's not about that. It's just about being able to facilitate a space for people to have an amazing time in and discover things about themselves, or to find a sense of community, to find a sense of belonging, chosen family, you know, a fab space to be.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you play the Eusexua album at these raves among other music, or? I
mean, I'll get up and like do a little shimmy to a song or two, but it's not a performance. It's more just like a hello. Like,
Yeah.
just to let everybody know that I'm there and I'm with them, but it's not like a full performance. It's not like Eusexua Rave is not about me. It's about like
Got it. Yeah.
everybody.
100%. Are you planning on touring Eusexua? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I love performing, although I don't do it a lot, but I do love it.
When's the last time you were on tour?
2019.
Wow. So pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So is there anything you're looking forward to? I guess that was 6 years ago now? That's so crazy. Is there anything you're looking forward to with touring? On the flip side, is there anything that you are like kind of dreading?
I love pushing my skill set, and performing live is a really amazing place to do that. Being able to pull the different dance skills that I've learned together, so like voguing and pole dancing and wushu and all, even singing styles, opera or like more rapping. It's a place where everything can shove into one thing,
Right.
which is really exciting. The only thing is I just sometimes miss my dogs so much.
You have dogs?
Yeah, I've got 2 dogs. That's the only thing. Like, I just miss my dogs so much when I'm away from them.
You can't bring them on tour? If you take a bus, do you take a bus?
Not on this first one, I don't think so, but I could maybe one day, but they're just, they need routine. They're Brussels Griffins. They're quite highly strung.
Okay.
Not like behavioural issues, but they're quite a stubborn breed.
Right.
So they're just best to stay in their routine, else they get a bit like,
Right.
you know, and do you know Brussels Griffins? Like flat-faced jaw, like.
Can I see a photo?
Yeah.
I would love to see a photo if that's
Really?
okay.
Yeah, of course. I love nothing more than like showing
Yeah.
pictures of my dogs to people.
Wait, I must be a raver. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, this sounds like my dream.
Really? Come.
And it's so funny because like everyone will be like, Jake, like because I'm like, no one will ever be able to imagine me in a rave. Like, right? She's shaking her head. Like,
Oh,
no.
well, they're at doggy camp at the moment because I'm away, but that's why.
Oh, they look stubborn.
Yeah, they're honestly like so grumpy. This is they've made a friend. This is the other one on the.
Oh, they're all stubborn together.
Yeah, they're always fuming. Honestly, they're the. I don't know. I don't want to. I feel like always really cheesy talking about them, but I mean, look at that face. I don't know who that lady is hugging him. He's like, get off him.
Wait,
he's like,
so
stop
cute.
touching me.
Are they brothers? These dogs?
No, they're not. They're not. But they're like brother and sister in spirit. They're honestly hilarious. They just give me. I mean, look at that. What even is that?
He looks so like happy and unhappy at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's called Chicken Girl.
Her name is Chicken Girl.
Yeah.
And then what's her brother's name?
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Yeah, but I'm starting to learn French. I've been calling Chicken Girl now Poulet Fil.
That's fucking chic.
I know, Poulet Fil.
That's chic. Have you ever lived in France?
No, but I just really want to learn to speak French.
Do you speak any other languages other than English? Neither do I. I can't. I try. I can't learn.
Yeah, I feel like I could learn. It's just time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to not scroll and to do something productive with your day.
Do you scroll a lot?
I can do. I'm trying not to, but this is kind of what Eusexua is about. Actually, it's really I actually made like an 11-step somatic healing program to go with Eusexua.
I was about to ask. You brought up the 11 corners of Eusexua. What do you mean by that?
So, I made like I studied somatic healing movements.
Somatic healing is
Somatic healing, or like, okay, so I got into learning about the polyvagal nerve, which is kind of like it's like a nerve that runs from your head all the way down your body, and it can become out of tune with itself, and then if it becomes out of tune, it means that you experience stress and anxiety at a higher rate than, or like you're dysregulated. So I started to discover the way that through moving your body you can retune your polyvagal nerve so that you experience stress in more of a measured and realistic amount rather than it spiraling.
okay. Wow. And how do you? I know this might not be such a simple question, but how do you do that through these 11 steps?
There's 2 different things. I guess with your polyvagal nerve, there's things that can retune it, like humming, cold showers, massage, shaking. But then I started to really learn about where trauma is held in the body and where stress is held in the body, and I discovered there's a lot of like shaking and bouncing and repetitive movements that can release this stress. So basically you just release trauma from your body and you feel more regulated as a human. And so I came up with 11 aspects of life that I feel can be quite stressful. It goes back to, you know, the office in the beginning. At the beginning,
Right.
of Drums of Death, there is an office which I call Croning.
Okay.
And so if you look, there's little Easter eggs of Croning within the office. And Croning is a word that I made up, which is when you scroll mindlessly. But it's like beyond doom scrolling, because I think Croning for me is when you start to develop opinions and ideas that are not necessarily your own, but you don't know that they're fed to you from the algorithm. So you can't really tell, like, oh, I'm suddenly following this political movement because of my algorithm, or I'm suddenly identifying with this group of people because of my algorithm, rather than real lived experience. I mean, we've all had friends that we've kind of like lost to Croning, I think.
100%. And it's like, and that makes sense with the office setting, because everyone's kind of moving in a pack and following blindly.
Exactly. So that's Croning.
Wow.
So Croning, like I came up with, I mean, I can show you.
Please show me.
Okay, so Croning, it is, the movement would be what I call a presence wash.
Okay.
Which is basically, it's kind of hard with a mic, but it's basically where you can like rub over your body with your hands. Like this, you rub over your body, and okay, let's do it like this.
We can put them.
I can like speak like this. Hi.
We're Croning.
No, we're Croning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rolling up my sleeves, like let's fucking crone.
Okay, so say for example, if I had come to do this lovely interview with you,
You think it's lovely?
it's gorgeous.
I'm having a great time.
It's truly fantastic.
Oh,
So if I had come to this lovely interview with you and I just posted a picture on my Instagram 10 minutes before, so say, I'm not feeling like this, by the way, but
Okay.
and I haven't posted a picture.
Okay.
But
That'd be cool if you did.
Yeah. My label would think so, yeah. JK, love you. But so if I had just posted a picture and I was thinking to myself like, I actually really want to check and see how that picture's doing, that's not really honouring you, or it's not really honouring this conversation that we're having. So what I could do is I could take my hands and I could rub just like this. But you wouldn't know what that means.
Right.
You know, because you could just do it at the table. So it's basically just reminding myself to be present.
Wow.
While I'm with you. And then if I was really getting the desire to look at my phone, then I could think of 3 things in the room to ground me. So I could think, and it could be like a sensory thing. So I'm noticing that you have like a really beautiful like flush in your cheeks. That's one thing.
Thank you.
Another thing is the temperature in the room. It's not cold, but there's like a slight like prickle to it. That's another thing. And then I can hear the air conditioning as well. So there's 3 things, and that's a real life memory. It's just a real life snapshot. So I'm thinking of the flush in your cheeks, I'm thinking of the prickle in the air, and I'm thinking of the air conditioning humming. And that's grounding me, and all of a sudden I'm here present with you back in the room. There you go. And I'm not thinking about my device, essentially. So that's level 1. That's something that you can do almost as a cue to yourself that no one else can tell. But then level 2 is in the morning. If one felt like they had an issue with like technology, laptops, phones, all these things, then you could do a full body presence wash, which is basically where you rub over the whole of your body with your hands. You can do it to like music or no music, and you rub over the whole of your body for 11 minutes.
Wow.
In the morning, and then you carry that sensation with you through the rest of the day, so that when you rub your hand, you're really thinking, no, like I'm working on this. But there's 11 different ones. Like, you know, one, for example, is around intake, the things that you're consuming, whether that is food, it could be products that you're using, it could be words that you're choosing to take in, it could be, you know, so that's intake. Well, I've come up with 11 of them basically. I won't take you through them all, but
I would love you to, but I won't force you. Are you, so is there something with the number 11 that you feel like compelled, like, or drawn to?
Honestly, it just came to me. I don't know. There's not really like a reason for the number 11. No, there's not actually a reason, to be honest with you. It just felt right.
Yeah.
It just felt right.
Wow. And how'd you come up with the word Croning? Is it in the same way that you came up with Eusexua? It just kind of came to you?
Yeah, well, Croning's like, you know, Cronenberg, the director.
Yes.
He,
No. Sorry, I got excited and I lied. I don't know who that is.
That's okay.
Okay.
So Cronenberg's a really cool director, and he, in his films, they're quite like sci-fi, and he has a lot of devices that are attached to people's flesh in his film. So he has like these cords that get like injected into people's spines, or these kind of weird like gaming devices which
Right.
are made out of flesh that you kind of can become one with, and so it's kind of a, I guess, an ode to his films and the way that he often merged like humans and technology together to sort of create a bigger like political point, I guess, about where we were at the time
Right.
with technology. But
Wow.
his films are older.
What are some of his films?
Oh my gosh, don't put me on the spot.
Sorry.
My mind's gone blank, but I'll give you a good list.
Okay, yeah, I would love to see that. That's fascinating. So yeah, Croning is like you have like a whole Eusexua dictionary.
Yeah, there is.
There is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's 12 words, I guess, that I've made up. Keychaining's a good one.
keychaining. What is keychaining?
Imagine if you've had like too many keys on your keychain,
Right.
and it's really annoying. So you can't put it in your pocket and you can't put it in your bag, and you're just like, oh, with these like big keys. But then if you look at the keys, you think, okay, well, I don't need like my bike shed keys on there, and I don't need like my mum's spare keys for the thing on there. So you could take keys off your keychain, and perhaps you'd only have 4 keys then, and then it would fit in your pocket, and it's easier to manage, and you're not going to be paranoid about losing things. That's the way that I feel about friends and people. So if you have like so many people on your keychain, it's really hard to keep track of what all the different keys are for, and you can't fit it in your pocket, and you're constantly worried about losing your keys. But if you just take some off with love, and then you just have 4 keys on your keychain, or 5, or however many you can manage to fit in your pocket, for me it would mean that I'm just more capable of handling the people in my life. And so it goes farther than that. Say if someone's doing your head in and they're not on your keychain, it just doesn't really matter,
Right.
because maybe the people on your keychain are like your mom, your sister, your boyfriend, and your best friend.
Right.
And everyone outside of that is like with love, but you don't have to necessarily like ingest or have such an energetic exchange of them.
Wow. I need that. I think I spread myself too thin sometimes. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm really harping on these words, but I'm so fascinated. Can you tell me some other words?
Really? You really want me to go into this?
Yes, I do. I love it.
Okay.
Have you ever seen me this attentive?
Okay, what's another one? Okay, another one is mind state.
Mind state.
Yeah. So mind state is, if you ever had something in your personality where you're like, oh, I just really need to fix that. Yeah. And it just keeps on like keeps on coming up, and you're just like, why do I keep on reacting that way, or why do I keep on having this thing?
Yes.
Well, if you go into a period of mind state, it means that you're actively going to take some time out just to work on that thing. So that could be an hour, or it could be a weekend, or it could be a week or a holiday where you think, I'm going to work out why I get so angry when I'm waiting in a queue, for example. And so you go into mind state. So someone would be like, can I hang out with you on Saturday evening? And you can be like, I'm not free, I'm in mind state.
Wow.
Because you're just taking time to yourself just to like work on something alone, just to think about something alone, to iron it out a little bit.
All these terms are like very healing, I feel like. Do you feel like Eusexua as an album is like a healing album?
I don't want people to think of Eusexua healing in the way where it's in any way like wet or hippie or
Right.
Because it's not. It's really hard, and it's really confrontational, and at times it's very punk and expressive and raw. So the healing word, yes, but at the same time, for me it's healing, but Eusexua is really about metal and the city and concrete and much harder ways of expressing yourself. I think I've really struggled with the word healing because I think of a really cute girl with like really nice abs wearing like pink sort of like yoga leggings and like waving like Paula Santo around, and I personally just don't relate to that.
Okay.
Because I'm from the underground, like quite literally, like I clawed my way up from Croydon College. You don't know where Croydon is, but if you're English, then like it's like do you know what I mean? Like I like went to Croydon College. I've like clawed my way up from like the city, and I made it coming from London, which is like a very harsh environment, and maybe people, if they're from like New York or cities or even just like harsher home environments, can relate to this. Like healing doesn't for me have to be this sort of like really pleasant thing. You know, it's not.
Right.
Doesn't have to be pleasant. It doesn't have to be placid. It doesn't have to be in pastel colors. It can be, healing can be made out of metal and concrete, and healing can be to like thunderous drums, and healing can be to auto-tune, and healing can be to loud noises and vast spaces and deafening silences, and it can be full of rooms with crowded people with amazing makeup on, and
Right.
healing can be queer, and it can be bizarre, and it can be ugly. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to wear yoga leggings.
Right. So like, yeah.
Although you can.
Yeah. If
If they're cute.
so you feel like healing is kind of like, the word is kind of like become this more so like aesthetic, that it's not like a feeling anymore, or like what, it's not like authentic to what the word actually means.
A little bit, yeah. But then that's not me like putting like healing down. I think that everything's becoming an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Culture, subcultures are now an aesthetic.
Right.
You know, let's do goth makeup for a day.
Right.
You know, which is fine. That's absolutely 100% fine. But I'm at a point where like I just need to latch onto something. Like I've been at a point where I'm like fighting for my life, like give me something just to fucking hold on to.
Right.
Like God, give me something to hold on to.
Yeah.
You know, and like a one day makeup tutorial is not gonna fucking cut it for me this time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I
Yes.
need something real, I need something tangible, I need something lasting, I need something that's got roots.
Right.
You know?
Do you feel like you've found that?
Yeah, definitely. But I always find that I sniff it out. I'm like a little truffle pig.
I had no idea what a truffle pig was until the other day.
They're cute.
They're cute and they find truffles.
Yeah, they do, but that's what culture is to me. You have to like be in the right place at the right time when it's rare, and you sniff it out.
Wow.
You have to be on the ground. You can't be like scrolling on your phone. It's not something that
Croning.
you can't be croning.
Yeah.
You have to be there in real life and experience something and build something, be a part of something, start something.
Damn.
I feel like I'm being really intense.
No,
I thought this was like, in my mind I was like, this is like a cute like
No, but this is like, maybe also to your point, like the word healing, this is whatever you make it to be.
Yeah. Well,
This can be, I guess the idea is like therapy, Therapuss, like it's anything you want it to be.
I like that.
Okay, so we are doing a rave marking on me now.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is like,
Well, when I was in Big Sur and we all lost our minds,
yeah.
to gain ideas back, my lovely Tilda,
Were you in Big Sur with her?
I was, yeah.
we can all
I like perch on the edge?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Tilda always gets caught out.
just literally get caught out on you. Literally, no sleep. It's fine.
You guys are like, we've had no sleep. You both look amazing.
That's what she was about, isn't it?
This is what she
Had no sleep. That's it. That's how it.
Yeah, he's got to be ready at any time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what sort of marking would you like? I think
Okay,
maybe like
Can
an
you?
idea.
I want you to decide.
I think like an idea.
Oh, okay.
Okay. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling today?
Yeah. And what's your?
This morning I was really anxious. I'm always anxious. I woke up like really, really anxious. Like I canceled my workout. Like I canceled everything in the morning just because I had a really hard time falling asleep last night. Throughout the day, I've felt better, and now I feel really good and really present. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, good.
So that's how I'm feeling right now.
Oh my god.
I think
What are we thinking?
I think like some sort of like inspiration.
Some sort of thing.
Well, what do you think?
I guess if you're present, maybe like.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this is a bit random, but you could just like move your head, and just like around them, like just do a little how you feet.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Should it been camera or?
Yeah, let's just go. Ready?
Do you want me to just move my
Be
head?
present.
Oh wow!
Oh.
I know. I think you can.
Woo! Wow!
The idea is actually good.
That's cool, and I can see myself at like a rave, like dancing with this
Yeah.
Just gonna like go.
Yeah.
on. Okay.
No, that's good because it started in a very like spontaneous way.
You want me to do it again?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Oh.
No, now keep very still. Now keep very, very still.
Stay.
This is so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the one.
that's it.
I think that's all you need.
Yes.
No, I think that's what you
Thank
need.
you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Now you can come to Eusexua Rave.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh, you're the best. Oh my God, I feel like I'm so insecure. So I feel like I never wear tank tops, but I feel like if I went to a Eusexua rave, I would wear a tank top.
No, you would, but this is like the marking. It's like the marking of your power.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. But you made that because you moved and that was how it's supposed to be.
That's how it feels too.
Yeah.
Feels very authentic to me.
Primal.
Yes, primal. What is so funny?
It's just like I'm loving that you're having this like reaction.
Yeah, I feel like, do you feel like when people listen to the album, like they're gonna, you like have an awakening of sorts?
I mean, I don't know because I'm not in people when they listen to the album, but I've had an awakening.
Yeah.
And that's my truth. So hopefully someone else will feel that.
I think
But there's
they
just so
will.
many moments which are so true to me about being present. Like even at the end of Eusexua, like I say, people always told me that I take my love too far but refused to help me. I was on the edge of something greater than before, but nobody told me. Like you're not being present, like you're on the edge of something so great. Like with your podcast and everything you're doing and all these people that you're talking, like you're on the edge of something greater than anything you've done before, but like nobody tells you, so you don't realize, but you have to tell yourself. And that's where I've been so many times in my career. Like I'm standing on the edge of a stage performing to like tens of thousands of people, and like I'm there, and it's just like somebody forgot to tell me, like, Twigs, this is now, like, you're doing it right now, like that thing you wanted to do, you're doing it right now, and nobody told me, so then I just like don't realize it.
Because you're so in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Wow. Eusexua is a lot about being present as well.
It's about being present. It's about just being yourself,
Wow.
but in a pure way, and also kind of like it's about being yourself in a pure way and also in a cunty way too, because like two things can exist at the same time. It's a duality. Like this is what I'm saying. You don't have to be like, well, I don't know. For me anyway, like to win and be successful and to be like fab and to be cunty, I don't have to shut myself off from actually how I'm feeling.
Right.
Like I can be fragile and vulnerable at the same time. The two things can exist
Yeah.
for me.
No, I 100% agree. I feel like I've had an awakening.
No.
I swear to God, like, I feel present. I'm not even kidding. Like, I feel like incredible. Like,
That's so good. That makes me so happy.
I feel incredible, and I'm
so
really,
good.
really, really excited to hear the album because
Oh,
I
that's so
I
good.
love everything you've put out so far with it.
Thank you.
Okay, should we get into the
Yeah, let's
tell
do
me
it.
what's wrongs now? Wow, what is this
Your
called
marking,
again?
your
The
sexual marking, your scorched soil marking.
And that's a song on the album as well, right?
No, scorched soil is something that kind of comes up a lot at the raves.
Oh, okay, got
It's
it.
like
got it.
rave lore.
Ooh, okay. What does it mean? Sorry, I feel like I keep getting so distracted.
No, it's kind of like this like phoenix from the ashes, rebirth, like nude, silver stiletto, tribal stomp, unearthing of her vibe.
Yeah,
Giving.
given. I just moved into a new apartment. Oh, and I do have a good prescription for this pussy. A prescription is like when we, well, I don't know. It's whatever you want it to be, but I like to give them usually a piece of media to digest
Okay.
that would make them like feel better. So like
Okay.
the movie How to Be Single, I think, is a really good one for that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
hmm
Okay.
If
Right.
you have one, if you don't need to have
Well,
one, but if you do have
For
one,
that one that I just did,
hmm
I say like prescription, like learn to play the violin
okay.
or the harp.
Mm.
Like spread your legs, get a harp between your legs, braless,
Uh-huh.
and just like strum away and just like feel yourself. I say prescription harp.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like Maiden. I'm pitching like wind machine.
Ooh, I love a wind machine.
Okay, I'm gonna go deeper. Prescription: fan,
Yes.
harp, spread-legged, like braless, like maiden, sheer dress. Let your hair down and like play the harp.
That's really cunty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Film it.
Okay. Okay.
Break the internet.
Okay. I kind of want to do this. Can you imagine me? I just moved into a new apartment with 2 random roommates and got drunk with one of them the other night, and she told me she's been hooking up with the other roommate's boyfriend for months and didn't even know he had a girlfriend. Okay.
Wait, I'm lost.
Okay. No. I know, because like if someone read this to me, I'd also be lost, but like, let me visualize it. Person moves in with 2 people. So person A moves in with person B and person C.
Yeah.
Person B got drunk with person A and is like, wait, I have to
I'm
tell.
already lost.
Okay. So
person A moved in with person B and person C.
let's say you, me, and you all move into an apartment together. We don't know each other. None of us know each other. And you and I get drunk one night. And I'm like, wait, I have to tell you something. I've been hooking up with his significant other. I had no idea that they had a partner, but they do. And now I live with them. Like, that's how crazy that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so now I have to say what the prescription is.
Well, they're like, I don't know what to do with this info. Like, I'm concerned that if I drink, I won't be able to keep my lips sealed. Like, my advice is to stay as far away from this mess as you can.
Okay, my prescription would be like to watch Annie Hathaway's Oscar-winning speech.
Okay.
Because it's so all-consuming that you'll just forget about everything. Just forget about it.
Yeah. I remember that speech.
You see what I mean? Now you're not even worried about that. You're just thinking about the speech. Problem solved.
That was. I'm a total pushover, and I put people's needs before mine all the time. How do I gain confidence to stand up for myself without being mean and destroying the peace?
That's a really hard one. I don't know. What would you say?
I'd say it's okay to destroy the peace if it protects yours.
Just blow it up.
Yeah, I think it's okay to blow things up sometimes.
Okay. Just like move to a whole different place. Like cut your hair and dye it a completely different color and just become a whole new person. And just like try it out for a couple of months of just like do you know what I mean? Like just invent a new version of you and just be a new version for like a couple of months and just see, like, you know, it's almost like it's like the Eusexua video. Like you go so far the other way and you just take like a little bit of that and then just like bring it back into your life. Bring like the remnants of it back into your life. Am I making any sense?
Completely.
Okay, good.
Completely.
So just try going like really far the other way, see how it feels, and then just take like a little bit of that like back into
right. And I'm not even just saying this, but I would now prescribe Eusexua and the music video for it as inspiration.
That's
really,
nice.
really, yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Aww.
My boyfriend of almost 3 years has not introduced me to his parents yet. Every time I bring it up or mention that I want to meet them, he just shrugs it off and we end up in a fight. I love him so much, but this is causing me so much stress. Please help. I would have like an honest conversation. And I understand. If it causes a fight, maybe that's like a deeper issue in the relationship. But I will also say that some people, not every family is going to look the same. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I was going to say.
Not every family is going to look the same. And like what family means to you might not be what family means to me. And I think that there does need to be like a sort of grace for that, especially in relationships.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people just have like parents that are just more tricky than others, and so it might not be about you, it might be about them.
Right.
Yeah, that is kind of like a tough one, but
yeah, family's tough. I don't know what I would prescribe. I would prescribe maybe
Meet the Fockers.
I've never seen Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, like just to see why you might not want to meet someone's family.
Right. Or what's that one movie about the mother-in-law, like, and is it like Jennifer Lopez or something, and they like hate each other. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what about what's the one with like the girl that the family like
Monster-in-Law. Sorry.
No, what's the one with like where the girl and she they play this family game where they basically kill. They play this game, and then you have to like hide and seek.
Oh.
And then they like
Yes.
you like run around the castle, and then like
Not Knives Out,
no, it's
but
not Knives Out, but you run around the castle and you have to hide, and then the family have to hunt you.
what is that called?
I don't know.
I must figure it
I
out
think it's
right
called
now.
Hide and seek. Go hide and go seek.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But that film.
Yes. Me and my best friend of 10 years made out at a gay club the other night, and now I don't know if we should play it safe and forget about it or see if this could go somewhere. Some of my favorite people ever, but I don't know what to do.
Oh.
I think it's important to like address it instead of run from it, as hard as that may be.
I think just get out in the open. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is hard. I'm like the least confrontational person when it comes to that. But I understand.
The movie's called Ready or Not, by the way.
Ready or not.
Ready or not.
Yes. For hide and seek.
Yes.
I met this guy from London at a party last night. We really hit it off. We hooked up, if you know what I mean. It was life-changing. Anyways, he literally asked me to marry him at the end of the night, and honestly, I am considering it. The catch is, he leaves for good in 2 weeks to go back to London. What do I do?
Stay away.
Stay away?
Too quick. Yeah.
Too quick.
Yeah. Run for your life.
Okay.
Scream. Prescription. Scream.
Scream. Yeah. Jake, an amazing, incredible, fabulous special guest. You talked about having anxiety, and I was just interested to know how you deal with your anxiety because I too struggle with my own anxiety sometimes.
I don't know. I stretch a lot actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I stretch a lot. Like I go into like hyper stretch. The thing is, the reason I hyper focus on things a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get really hyper fixated on things.
Yeah, me too. So I try to like get hyper fixated on something else. I don't know if that is actually even healthy, but
No, I mean, I do the same with like a TV show. When I'm really anxious, like I throw myself into a TV show and like a bingeable one, and so I can hyper fixate on that world and forget about my anxiety.
yeah.
Or watch Anne Hathaway's Oscar speech and you will forget
About
about everything.
Because it's so fab, you just have to watch it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What did she win for?
Les Mis.
Period.
Fab.
Can I call you Twigs? Okay.
What were you gonna call me?
I was gonna say FKA Twigs,
Oh, okay.
but then I realized that might. I don't know if.
Just like the full name.
Yeah. So, Twigs.
Yeah.
What did we learn today? I learned about Croning,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned about keychaining, and I learned about what is the head, what the space,
Like the scorched soil, like marking.
or the one where you what's the word where you
Mind state.
mind state,
Mhm.
and I learned about Eusexua, and I learned about that. I really want to go to a rave,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, seriously, I will take you out, and you might have a little date as well.
Oh yes, I also learned that I'm gonna have a date.
Actually, the guy that I want to put you on a date with is coming to LA,
When?
like in a week.
I will be here.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so cute. Can I come? Can I crash?
Yeah, obviously. Yes.
I actually think it could be such. I mean, someone once said to me, the very least, someone put me on a blind date and said, at the very least, you'll be friends. I feel like you'd be good friends. But
Okay, I love that.
I will say that about 6 years ago, I was having piano lessons,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd had like 1 or 2 lessons with this piano teacher, and I said, you have to meet one of my oldest best friends. I was like, I feel like you're going to get along so well. So I just put them on a group text, and I just said, at the very least, you'll be good friends. They're still together.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a good track
I
record
do
with
have
your
a good track record.
with your matchmaking skills.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I'm so happy we met because I am in desperate need of a boyfriend.
Like, you're not in desperate need of a boyfriend.
I
You're killing it. Like, you don't need to be like in desperate need. Like, you don't need to. Like,
know.
you're killing it. Like, you're
Oh.
doing amazing. Like, you're smashing it. Like,
Thank you.
yes, you are. You're killing it, babe. So you just need to be like, just kind of own it. And just be so confident in yourself. Like, alone. Like, you've got this. It's hot. It's sexy.
I think that's why when you brought up the rave and like how like not even kidding, like how it's like a judgment-free zone and whatever, like I think that's why I really gravitated towards that conversation and really wanted to go because like I am so judgy, like I judge myself a lot. I'm just very conscious of how I'm perceived and I perceive others, and I just to be in a space where all of that doesn't exist for a minute, like I think it would really help my mental health.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
A place where it's like really hard, but it's not in any way like mean or catty.
Right.
but it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's raw and it's hard, but it's not like there's no sort of mean girl clicky energy to it. It's just kind of, it just is. You know, I feel like that's what I'm kind of manifesting for myself, and like for anyone who enjoys Eusexua, is just to be like that. Things just are, that it just is,
Right.
you know, and it's the way that it is, and we're fine with it, and we're exploring we're just exploring like our inner workings, you know, the saying, the only way out is in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Ah.
Well,
on that note, Twigs, thank you literally so much for stopping by the Therapuss office. I had an incredible, literally life-changing time.
Wow.
Thank
I love
you.
that. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Do you want to say a little bye, pussies?
Bye, pussies.
He's got you on the hook. He's slaying and he's shook. It's Therapuss, 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 Therapuss.